Welcome everyone to another episode of the Premium Seat with Ane Madrid. I'm here to introduce Ane. And last week, Ane, the coaching you gave us, it was just, I was mind blown by it. I'm curious to know what you're going to be teaching us today, or if you're going to recap some things from last week. What have you in store for us?
Yes, I think we'll do a quick recap on last week. It was, a lot of information. Sometimes, I guess, in my experience, when I delved into this very session about deep sleep and the dream state and the waking state, I literally feel like my mind was blown and I almost felt like disorientated or dizzy. And we're going to continue with this tonight. So let's just take a moment to think about what we spoke about last week. So yes, there's this, we feel like from most people, if we identify with ourselves as a body and with our thoughts and feelings and sensations, this produces the experience of thinking that or believing that the dream state and the waking state and deep sleep are actually three different things. And they're three different stages. And the waking state full of objects, we think the waking state's full of this physical objects. We also believe at this point that this physical world is the most real. So we believe that, my real life is from 6 o'clock in the morning when I wake up until 10 p.m. And then I fall asleep. And then I have some dreams and I go through this blanking of deep sleep and I don't know what happens there. It's kind of like nothing. And then I wake up in the morning and that my real life starts again. We're exploring our actual experience. So last week we kept checking. We're always checking here. Is this actually what I'm experiencing? We stop and check. And so we checked, okay, just like looking from the premium seat, thoughts seem to come in and out of us. Looking from the premium seat, which is like deep sleep, actually the dream state and the waking state start entering. So we're more of actually deep sleep.
Yes, and also I remember how I think one of the punchlines from last week was how the thoughts and the sensations are interruptions of the awareness. Maybe interruption is not the right word, but how if there's a thought, there's a sensation. It's what was the word you used?
You could say displacing. I can't remember exactly the word I use. It seems to displace.
Yes, and I was so freeing to hear, because then instead of in the past, I would think that meditation allows me to say disappear thoughts or sensations so I can be awareness or pure consciousness. And what you were advocating is that we are pure consciousness and we may have thoughts and we may have sensations.
Yeah.
Is that how?
Yeah, so for the stage where we're at now in these sessions, yes, this is what the premium seat does at the start. We are exploring now that we have explored this actually for several weeks, we're feeling like, okay, there's a firm foundation. I know what the premium seat is. I've checked it in my own experience. So I do feel like I am this consciousness and that thoughts and feelings and sensations are appearing within me. And there's an exciting part that happens later. So the question of philosophers, how does something come out of nothing? Something doesn't come out of nothing. Reality is neither something nor nothing. It's infinite awareness or infinite being, or this premium seat. And here is the suggestion for this week. Don't try to think of it. You can't think of it. We can't. I can't think of it. But it is neither something nor nothing. It's neither the waking state or deep sleep. So the waking state and deep sleep and the intermediary step the dream state are modulations. The nothingness of deep sleep and the somethingness of the waking state are modulations of this unnameable reality. So it's not actually three different states that stand out from the premium seat. They're all one thing. Let me stop my share. So yeah, again, that's like, you know, frying the mind, but it goes to work. So even if someone's watching this right now and it seems like totally confusing, that's totally normal and fine. Maybe you want to watch this video one more time or two more times, but just give it the time that it deserves. You know, it'll go to work there in the subconscious, and one day it's like, oh, did it. Yeah, I'm in the premium seat. I know what's being said here. I know. Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you so much, Anne, today for this. This was a deep one. This
Any
is a good,
questions?
what's that?
Anything? Any questions or anything? Is something happening? What's happening?
Let's see
I
if you
just kind
hear.
of hear, well, like everything is nothing until we like label it, and then we think it becomes a thing, or it separates itself, so to say, from infinite awareness or just pure being. Like, you know, I can look at a picture frame and it seems like it stands out because it's, well, I don't know, in a frame, but how do I know that that picture or that frame is a frame, you know, besides just whatever experience I might be having in it?
Right.
It's like it doesn't really matter. It's how
Yeah.
I feel about it in the end, and where I want to, like, you know, yeah, I don't know, I just hear non-attachment, and there's no separation unless, I guess, maybe you want there to be.
Beautiful. Yeah, we'll definitely go more deeper into objects and how we can free ourselves and explore our actual experience next week of objects. Do objects really exist? Are we like really experiencing a world where that's out there? We feel like it's out here, separate from me. Well, yeah, we'll go deeper on that. But yeah, you touched on the important point of like, we don't necessarily have to name things when we're experiencing from the premium seat. So the premium seat is yeah, this infinite experiencing, pure experience, and you this is the promise of these sessions, because you sit there and you mentioned looking at a picture frame and that you're unattached to the picture frame. So you can just look at the picture frame. And this is what we say here. This is why this is the permanent solution, sitting in the premium seat to be anxiety-free and stress-free, because now you can be a CEO and your company and your employees can, you know, be absent, and you can go through a horrific day somehow. I don't know, but whatever it is for you in your experience of what a horrific day would look like, but you can deal with it because you're not labeling it. And when you don't label these things and attach to these things, then the magic happens and you can be in the flow with life, and you'll get these beautiful thoughts. And this is good for problem solving. This is why these thoughts are good for problem solving, because if you're stressed, you can't really problem solve that well. And you first have to deal with your stress and go take a break and delay productivity and have a coffee first and then get back to the problem. Here, if you're sitting in the premium seat, there are no problems and you can immediately be stress-free and start problem solving, you know. So yeah, thank you, Zach, for sharing. We'll definitely explore picture frames and other objects deeper next week.
All right. Cheetah, do you have a question or a comment?
I I'm sure I can say something. I love this stuff. um, some crazy thought. It doesn't totally connect necessarily, but you definitely brought up it can feel confusing. And yeah, it's like supposed to. We're going beyond the mind. What's confused? The mind. Cool, great. Like that. Yeah, it was like really hilarious when it clicks. Sometimes it can be really funny, even though like when I say it, it sounds so obvious or plain or basic to the teaching, and it's not like I have any special knowledge that I'm talking about. I don't mean this in any particular special way. It's just really funny when the obviousness of it clicks, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I think I really want to do a session where we all turn up. Oh, my cat just decided to jump up here. We all turn up and we don't say anything. And the only things that we would be saying, hey, no, would be thoughts that we resist or find hard to deal with. So that's the only time we would be verbalizing. And then we can start mirroring love. This universe will go on later about how love is actually, excuse me a minute. Love is the fabric of the universe, so we can experience and mirror and help each other through these thoughts and dissolve them. So yeah, it is 5 minutes past, so I think I'll stop there. But yeah, thank you for joining. Any words, Fernando?
Thank you again, Ane, for sharing your wisdom, your experiences with us, and excited for next week, where you go more into the relationship to objects. Are they real? Are they not? And so I'm excited about that, and excited to also practice the space of the space. When you talk about space, for some reason, it brings a peace to me. So I'm going to be practicing either experiencing space or the space as in whether there are buildings around, imagining as if, what if there was no wall, no buildings, no cars? What would be the relationship to me in space? And for some reason, in my mind, in my body, it feels very peaceful, that practice. And so I'm excited to practice that too for the next 7 days.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I'd love to hear what happens for you during the week.
Thank you very much. So I guess we can close this amazing session.
Yeah, nice to see you all, and we'll see you again next Wednesday. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.